everyone. I am Pratibha Garg, Assistant Professor, Army Institute of Education, Greater Noida, affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, Delhi. Today, with the help of this video, I am going to discuss about types of knowledge, a topic from course code B.Ed 212. Knowledge and Curriculum, Perspectives in Education. This topic is from Subunit 4 of Unit 2 of this course. I will be discussing the following points with the help of this video. What is knowledge? What are the types of knowledge? Disciplinary knowledge, concept, nature, scope, and alternative concepts of disciplinary knowledge. Course content knowledge, concept, criteria of selection, and concerns of course content knowledge. The concept of indigenous knowledge, the concept of scientific knowledge. Before discussing about the types of knowledge, it is very important to know what knowledge is. Knowledge means facts, information, and skills acquired through experience or education. It is the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. It includes all which a person knows and believes to be true. Knowledge is justified true belief. It is a kind of belief that is supported by the facts and truths. To know more about the meaning, concept, and sources of knowledge, please watch my previous video on this topic. So now I would like to proceed towards types of knowledge. Through this video, I will be discussing about 4 types of knowledge: disciplinary knowledge, course content knowledge, indigenous knowledge, and scientific knowledge. I will discuss them one by one. Firstly, we will discuss about the disciplinary knowledge. Disciplinary knowledge includes knowledge of the most appropriate ways to present the subject matter to students through experiments, demonstrations, and illustrations. किसी भी विषय को विद्यार्थियों को प्रयोगों एवं उदाहरणों आदि के माध्यम से कैसे प्रस्तुत किया जा सकता है, उसकी उचित विधियों का ज्ञान होना ही अनुशासनात्मक ज्ञान माना जाता है. Now, you must be thinking that what is the meaning of discipline here? Discipline means fields of deep and detailed content knowledge of a particular academic area. A discipline refers to a broad, logically organized body of subject matter which is distinguished by its scholarly substance and is characterized by its own structure. किसी भी विषय वस्तु के एक व्यापक एवं तार्किक रूप से संगठित निकाय को हम डिसिप्लिन कह सकते हैं, जिसकी अपनी स्वयं की एक संरचना होती है. Now, what are the essential elements of discipline? Firstly, every discipline has an area or field of activity, study, or phenomena which it deals with. Secondly, every discipline has its own method and mode of inquiry through which knowledge is created and validated. For example, experimental and demonstration methods are mainly used for generating and validating knowledge in science discipline, while on the other hand, in social science discipline, analysis is the preferred method. Thirdly, a discipline has a tradition or a history of its domains and rules. For example, The phenomena of photosynthesis is strongly associated with academic discipline of biology, and so photosynthesis is considered to be part of disciplinary knowledge of biology. So now it is clear that the knowledge of the structure of a discipline helps in understanding its essential nature, and this knowledge is called disciplinary knowledge. To make it more clear, let us understand it like this, that a discipline is a systematized body of knowledge in a well-planned structure. In other words, it is sum total of concepts, laws, principles, and facts which explain relationship amongst different issues or matter related to it. And the knowledge of such disciplines is known as disciplinary knowledge. Now I will discuss the concept of disciplinary knowledge. It is an individual understanding of a subject matter, concepts, and how these concepts relate to each other to form large body of knowledge. This kind of knowledge is of utmost concern for teachers and has important connection with their teaching. A teacher might address these three main levels of disciplinary knowledge, which are student level disciplinary knowledge, advanced level disciplinary knowledge, and profound level disciplinary knowledge. Now, before coming to nature of disciplinary knowledge, we should understand what are the three main concepts. First, that is student level disciplinary knowledge. It means एक टीचर की उस कंटेंट के बारे में अपनी क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग है जो उससे एक पर्टिकुलर क्लास या ग्रेड को पढ़ाते वक्त एक्सपेक्ट की जाती है. Now, the other is advanced level disciplinary knowledge. This is the knowledge that extend beyond the content that teachers are expected to know. It is a thorough mastery of teacher in the subject in several grades beyond that, which they expect to teach. Now, profound level of disciplinary knowledge, it is the deep, broad, and thorough knowledge of a discipline. It helps a teacher to formulate and apply operational definitions so that they can recognize precisely how concepts differ from one another and how they are related. जब एक टीचर को किसी भी कॉन्सेप्ट की प्रॉपर थॉरो नॉलेज होगी, तभी वो स्टूडेंट्स को उससे रिलेटेड रियल लाइफ एग्जाम्पल्स दे पाएंगे, which plays a very important role in understanding of the content. Now we have to understand the nature of disciplinary knowledge. It includes knowledge of all three essential elements of a discipline. According to Fechet 1962, discipline must have three essential elements. First is a domain or structure, second is a set of guiding rules, and third is a history. For example, disciplinary knowledge of science include its structure, that is principles, law, theories, its guiding rules, that is experimentation, etc., and its history. Knowledge in different disciplines is gained through different specialized techniques. In B.Ed, you study about specific techniques for imparting knowledge in different disciplines. For example, inductive-deductive approach in mathematics. Disciplinary knowledge also includes an awareness of the most common misconceptions held by students. For example, a good science teacher understands that students must be having misconceptions about mass and weight. So, he or she tries to clear that misconceptions while teaching that particular concept. Disciplinary knowledge is stereotyped. Almost all the disciplines follow to certain presumptions or fixed rules and ideas. For example, science. It is usually known as a subject of experimentation and observation. A science teacher will usually ask, क्या आपने ये करके देखा? While in languages, it is usually based on rules. So an English teacher usually asks, where is it written? From where have you read it? Every discipline has certain unique features which are characteristic of that particular discipline. Now we proceed towards scope of disciplinary knowledge. It provides effective instructions. डिसिप्लिनरी नॉलेज से टीचर को स्टूडेंट की प्रीवियस नॉलेज के बारे में जानकारी हो सकती है. उसको इन शिक्षण विधियों का भी बोध होता है जो वो उस पर्टिकुलर डिसिप्लिन की इफेक्टिव टीचिंग के लिए यूज कर सकता है. नेक्स्ट इज इट इम्प्रूव्स क्लासरूम प्रैक्टिसेस. डिसिप्लिनरी नॉलेज ऑफ अ टीचर helps him or her to engage students throughout the class by engaging them in discovery. You must have felt there are two types of classrooms. One in which students are active participants and the other is in which students are passive listeners. The teacher, if he or she is having advanced level of disciplinary knowledge, he or she will be able to improve classroom practices. Now next thing is it enhances students learning. Of course, if a teacher is having good command on the disciplinary knowledge, it definitely enhances the students learning. He or she will be able to clear all the concepts or misconceptions of the students which will enhance the student learning. Next is foster deeper approach to knowledge. Of course, disciplinary knowledge helps in fostering deeper approach to knowledge. Next is knowledge of strength and weaknesses of a discipline. Every particular discipline, whether it is science or maths or English, any language or social science, every discipline has some strength or some weakness. So through this we can know about the strength and weakness of a discipline and the teacher can work on it. Planning of curriculum. Yes, of course, through disciplinary knowledge, a teacher or the policy makers are able to plan the curriculum. Now we will understand about the alternative concepts of disciplinary knowledge. They are multidisciplinary knowledge, interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary and cross-disciplinary knowledge. We will take them one by one. The first one is multidisciplinary knowledge. जैसा कि आपको इसके नाम से ही क्लियर हो रहा है, बहुत सारे डिसिप्लिन्स की नॉलेज. It refers to knowledge associated with more than one existing academic discipline. Multidisciplinary person is one with degrees from two or more academic disciplines. For example, someone is having MA English, MA Economics as well as MEd. A multidisciplinary approach occurs when structure or concepts are selected from various disciplines to create a new field or study. The new field results from intermingling the concepts and is independent of the separate discipline from which it was formed. For example, the area of environmental education require the use of biology, geography, zoology, physics, chemistry and education. Next is interdisciplinary knowledge. It is the integrated knowledge and mode of thinking from two or more disciplines. It is the extent of knowledge that exists between or beyond existing academic disciplines. दो या दो से ज़्यादा disciplines की knowledge की when we integrate, that is interdisciplinary knowledge. An interdisciplinary community is made up of people from multiple disciplines and professions who are engaged in creating and applying new knowledge as they work together in addressing the common challenge. For example, if we consider economics, then the knowledge of maths and other branches of social science helps to understand the key concepts of this discipline. Now, the next is transdisciplinary knowledge. It is the union of all interdisciplinary efforts. While interdisciplinary teams may be creating new knowledge that lies between several existing disciplines, a transdisciplinary team is more holistic and seeks to relate all disciplines into a coherent whole. This approach moves instruction beyond just blending disciplines. It links concept and skills through a real world context. In a nutshell, we can say that creating a unit of intellectual framework beyond the disciplinary perspectives is transdisciplinary knowledge. Now, the next is cross-disciplinary knowledge. Cross-disciplinary knowledge is that which explains aspects of one discipline in terms of another. Common example of cross-disciplinary approaches is study of the physics of music. It is seen as synthesis and advanced accomplishment that joins both generalized and specialized studies of several disciplines. Or we can say viewing one discipline from the perspective of another. Now, the second type of knowledge is course content knowledge. Course content knowledge generally refers to the facts, concepts, theories, and principles that are taught and learned in specific academic courses or in a particular discipline. The course content should enable students to gain and apply knowledge in day-to-day life. The content selected should contribute to the student's knowledge or understanding of the reality of human life. Now, there is a particular criteria of selection of the course content. At the macro level, the criteria for the selection of content should be based on the educational philosophy of the society or the nation. At the micro level, the criteria should suit the specific objectives set for meeting the student's need. Some of the criteria for selection of course content are: first is self-sufficiency. To help learner attain maximum self-sufficiency at the most economical manner is the main guiding principle for content selection. This means students should be given chance to experiment, observe and do field study, which makes them learn independently. Next criteria is significance. The content to be learned should be significant in terms of its contributions to the basic ideas, concept, etc. in particular learning abilities. If students are from different cultural backgrounds and races, the content must be cultural sensitive. The next criteria is validity. Validity refers to the authenticity of the content selected. The content selected should valid to the extent that it supports the goals and objectives of the curriculum. The content should be usable in day-to-day life. Now the next thing is interest and ability, which is very important. The interest and ability of the students should be kept in mind. Students learn best if the content is useful and meaningful to them. It becomes more meaningful if they are interested in it. Now the next criteria is utility. The utility criteria is mainly concerned with the usefulness of the content. The usefulness can be interpreted in different ways. For example, the content learned by the student should be useful in his or her teaching strategies, or the placements, or the job offers, or should increase his or her potentials. Now the next criteria is feasibility. The content should be selected in the light of time and resources available to the student. Costs involved, contemporary, socio-political climate, etc. अब suppose if some students are in rural areas and you are providing only the PPTs, that is presentations to them, then they will not be able to access them. Maybe because of the network issues, maybe because of the unavailability of the device. So we should provide them such kind of content which is feasible. Next is social significance of knowledge. The content should be relevant to the changes in the society and should be focused upon the needs of the people in the society. The subjects in the curriculum should be like that they should have a particular significance in the society. Now, the concerns of course content knowledge involves deciding on a course structure, selecting a teaching strategy, and creating a schedule. So we will take them one by one. First is deciding on a course structure. The course structure refers to the choice of topics and the organization and sequencing of course content. आपको उस पर्टिकुलर कंटेंट में क्या क्या टॉपिक्स पढ़ाने हैं, किस तरीके से उनकी सीक्वेंसिंग होनी चाहिए, किसके बाद आपको क्या टॉपिक कवर करना है. The choice of topic and their organization should always support the learning objectives of the course. जब आप टॉपिक्स प्लान कर रहे हैं तो आपको ये भी ध्यान में रखना होता है कि उस पर्टिकुलर कोर्स के उद्देश्य क्या हैं. उन शैक्षिक उद्देश्यों को ध्यान में रखते हुए ही टॉपिक चूज करना चाहिए और उनको उसी पर्टिकुलर सीक्वेंस में ऑर्गेनाइज करना चाहिए. Next is selecting a teaching strategy. It involves combining and sequencing a number of different instructional activities to help students accomplishing the learning goals of the class. किसी पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक को या किसी पर्टिकुलर कंटेंट को बच्चों को पूरे अच्छे तरीके से समझाने के लिए आपको उसमें क्या-क्या इंस्ट्रक्शनल एक्टिविटीज यूज करनी है, उसकी पूरी प्लानिंग आपको पहले से करनी होती है, तभी आप जो लर्निंग गोल्स हैं या ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं उनको अचीव कर सकते हैं. To determine an effective teaching strategy, thinking about what students will be able to do when they leave the course. Supposingly, आप बच्चे को पाइथागोरस थ्योरम के बारे में पढ़ा रहे हैं. So, the student or the learner should be able to define what is Pythagoras theorem, should be able to solve the problems related to that. So, उस तरीके की आपको टीचिंग स्ट्रैटेजी प्लान करनी है कि बच्चा उन प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व कर सके. नेक्स्ट इज क्रिएटिंग अ स्केड्यूल. Once we determine the main topics to be covered, the organizational scheme, and an appropriate teaching strategy for accomplishing our objectives, a schedule for the course should be created. It is important to see the amount of time necessary for the activity we have in mind, both in and outside class time, and to map this structure onto the academic calendar. Many times we feel कि हमें ये वाला एक्सपेरिमेंट लैब में जाके कराना चाहिए, ये वाली चीज़ के लिए हमें नेचर स्टडी करानी चाहिए, बट एवरी टाइम फॉर एवरी पर्टिकुलर कॉन्सेप्ट दिस इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल. सो जब भी हम बच्चों की एक्टिविटीज़ प्लान कर रहे हैं तो उस हिसाब से हमें उसको प्लान करना चाहिए कि बोथ इन एंड आउटसाइड क्लास टाइम हम किस तरीके से मैनेज करेंगे, उसकी एक प्रॉपर स्केड्यूलिंग करनी चाहिए हमें. नेक्स्ट, द थर्ड टाइप ऑफ नॉलेज इज इंडिजिनस नॉलेज. दिस इज ऑल्सो नोन एज ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज और लोकल नॉलेज, refers to the matured, long-standing traditions and practices of certain regional, indigenous or local communities. It also encompasses the wisdom, knowledge and teachings of these communities. According to Louis Grenier, 1998, it has also been referred to as the unique, traditional, local knowledge existing within and developed around the specific conditions of women and men indigenous to a particular geographic area. It is the knowledge which is unique to a given culture, society, or region. It is a collection of facts and relates to the entire system of concepts, beliefs, and perception that people hold about the world around them. There are some forms of indigenous knowledge, like for a particular group of people, folk traditions, the traditional knowledge through proverbs, some medicines. They are the various forms of indigenous knowledge. Next, and the fourth type of knowledge is scientific knowledge. Scientific knowledge refers to the knowledge that is based on scientific methods, which are supported by adequate validation. So, in further slides, we will discuss what are scientific methods. It is organized in a systematic way and is testable and variable. It is used to provide explanations of the occurrence and events with the help of observations and experiments. Data and information are the key components in the generation of scientific knowledge. They are both inputs and outputs. It is derived from perception, learning, and discovery. Scientific knowledge is organized in a systematic way and is testable and verifiable. साइंटिफिक नॉलेज को हम टेस्ट कर सकते हैं, उसको वेरीफाई कर सकते हैं. It is used to provide explanations of the occurrence of events. Mostly कोई घटना क्यों होती है, कैसे होती है, उसका explanation देने के लिए scientific knowledge use होती है. Scientific knowledge evolves from relative truths and statements that can be testified. Here the word testified is very very important. साइंटिफिक नॉलेज को हम टेस्ट कर सकते हैं. हम जो भी बात करते हैं, जो भी तथ्य रखते हैं, उनको टेस्ट किया जा सकता है. इट डील्स मेनली विद फिनोमेना which can be measured and experienced. It focuses on bringing facts nearby when necessary by instruments or by formulas. जो भी facts हैं, उनको जब ज़रूरत हो तो हम instruments के थ्रू या formula के थ्रू हम उनको prove कर सकते हैं. That is scientific knowledge. It is constructed in a large span of time. Of course, it will take longer time to construct some scientific knowledge. Why? Because it is based on tests, experiments and verifications. Now, what is scientific method? Because we have said that scientific knowledge is based on scientific method. Scientific knowledge is attained by scientific method, and scientific method follows the following steps. Firstly, state the purpose or problem. सबसे पहले आपको ये पता हो कि आपकी प्रॉब्लम क्या है. What is your purpose? Why you are doing that particular experiment or anything which you want to prove. Next is make a hypothesis. Now, how you are going to test that? So, for that you have to make a hypothesis. Next is test the hypothesis. After making a hypothesis, you have to test that particular hypothesis. After testing the hypothesis, you have to analyze the results. Then re-evaluate the hypothesis. After analyzing the results, once again you have to evaluate the hypothesis. After that, make a statement concerning the results. With the help of this video, we have discussed about types of knowledge, that is disciplinary knowledge, course content knowledge, indigenous knowledge and scientific knowledge. Hope this video will help you in understanding these topics in a better way. Thank you.